A lot of people, as you say, caught in between. And it's perhaps an interesting time for us to break into some of the questions that they have. But just before we do that, and as you think of the sort of the overarching message that you want to project today on Human Rights Day and make sure that people take home, is the fact that there's a lot on your plate, of course. There's so many human rights violations taking place everywhere in the world on any given day. But still, there's a whole set of issues that we never hear about. And some people, I'm sure, will ask themselves, and we'll see if they send questions along those lines, whether or not the United Nations follows, and your office follows a political agenda that's set by the countries that have political clout. Because if I just look at a very quick list that I gathered looking at the questions that we received before going on air with this Facebook Live, let me give you a few examples. A lot of people have written in and mentioned Biafra in southeast Nigeria, for those of you who are wondering, where protesters have been campaigning for independence and who feel that their government is adopting a very heavy-handed approach with them. You've got Balochistan, the province in Pakistan, where again security forces are accused of unlawfully killing and forcibly disappearing a number of militants. Myanmar, the army again being urged to respect the rights of civilians, and we all know about the Rohingya minority, 1 million or so Muslims who've been persecuted for a number of years now, and it's flaring up again, this level of violence. Kashmir, human rights abuses ongoing there between India and Pakistan for a while. The occupation of Western Sahara, which we don't very often hear about. And again, all of these issues also raise the question of, do you not deal with situations like these because you don't care, because you're not interested enough, because you don't have the access that you want?
Yeah, I think a lot of it actually is the last point that you raised. If we had access, and there are many countries that deny us access when we ask for it. We've asked for access to Venezuela a long time ago. We've asked for access to Mozambique, to Ethiopia, to southeastern Turkey. We've asked for access to Abkhazia and South Ossetia, to Crimea. And we have within the family, we've asked, the human rights family asked for access to Guantanamo. And in many of these situations, the access is denied. So we hear the reports, and we're very alarmed about the reports. We heard the reports coming from Jammu Kashmir, and I've said to both the Pakistani government and to the Indian government, allow us access, unconditional, to both sides of the line of control. We haven't got that. In terms of Balochistan, we had long been asking for the Pakistani government for us to send a human rights advisor to Pakistan and to deploy one. We still haven't received an okay to that. Biafra, you raise a very interesting point, because there were reports of an excessive use of force there that we need to investigate. I think by having this discussion with our viewers, they're going to, as you've just done now, raise issues that perhaps we also need to be more aware of, and that's why I think this is so useful.
Yes, and I think